Support comes from Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to sustainable and sound conservation of the state's forests, which support more than 41,000 Missouri jobs, resulting in a $10 billion industry. ChooseWood.com.
We hope you enjoy listening to this podcast of St. Louis on the Air, brought to you by University College at Washington University. With undergraduate and graduate programs, part-time, evening, and online. University College at Washington University, offering world-class education within reach.
Welcome to St. Louis on the Air. I'm Don Marsh. Federal indictments have been handed down against 4 St. Louis police officers in connection with protests following the acquittal of a white police officer in the shooting of a black man. Jason Stockley was acquitted last year in the fatal shooting of Jason Lamar Smith in 2011. The indictments against the 4 accused 3 officers of beating a man who, unbeknownst to them, was an undercover police officer, and accuse all of lying about that. Joining me in studio to talk about the indictments is St. Louis Public Radio reporter Ashley Lisenby. Ashley, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Don. Thanks.
That was quite a brutal beating that was administered to that undercover officer.
That's the allegation, that 3 of the 4 officers are being accused of kicking this person while they were already on the ground. And the DOJ statement says that he wasn't posing a threat to anyone. So that's what they're being accused of. That's what they're being charged of. And
that officer, my understanding, has not been back to work since the injuries were so severe.
Right. We're talking about a 22-year-old veteran. And in
22-year veteran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, not year old. Yeah. Yes, year veteran. And isn't identified. He's identified in the indictment just by his initials. But yeah, these officers are not. They're going without pay at the moment. So yeah, that's where we stand in this.
What exactly are the charges against the 4?
Sure. So one of them is that beating is one of the charges. The other is obstruction of justice. This idea that they misled the grand jury with lying about what actually happened that night. So those are some of the charges.
We've seen some of the texts that
Yes.
these officers were sending each other during the course of the Troubles back in September 2017. These are very damning.
Yeah, the text messages they're very shocking to read. Lots of them include kind of the intent for what they were going to do the night of September 15th, when everything kind of came to a head after the Stockley verdict. And they include lots of expletives, things that we can't really say on air, but about beating people and calling people derogatory names. So yes, they're very shocking to read.
What kind of response has there been from city officials, the police department, the unions, that sort of thing?
Absolutely. City officials are saying that, yes, they're very disappointed about these allegations, but it doesn't color the entire force, that there are lots of honorable people serving the city of St. Louis, and that there are lots of police officers who are doing their very best to protect the citizens, the residents of the city, but that they're investigating these charges.
Once again, the city of St. Louis is put in an unfavorable light nationally. NPR, one of its main stories in the last newscast concerned this incident and these indictments.
Yes, that's true. It's not a favorable light for the city. I think that lots of people are disappointed. But then there are some people who are looking forward to seeing what happens after this. Lots of people are concerned if there will be more charges, in relation to the Stockley protest on behalf of protesters and journalists who were also involved in kettling, which is a huge part of lawsuits against the city, and where many people, hundreds of people, were arrested, and many allege that they were beaten and sprayed with pepper spray.
We only have a few seconds left, but I understand that Kim Gardner, the circuit attorney, has had to dismiss a number of cases because of all of this.
Yes, that's what she says, that there are 91 cases that she had to dismiss in relation to these 4 officers, and we'll see what happens in light of this indictment.
Why the dismissals? Is it because these officers were involved in these cases?
That's what she's saying. That's what her statement said. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, stay tuned. This verdict lives on, in a sense, because of incidents like this.
That's correct.
Okay, Ashley Lisenby, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Don.
Have a great weekend. This is St. Louis on the Air on St. Louis Public Radio, 90.7 KWMU.
Support comes from Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to sustainable and sound conservation of the state's forests, which support more than 41,000 Missouri jobs, resulting in a $10 billion industry. ChooseWood.com.